So, guys, we know that the budget has been passed in Parliament, and personally, I would like to say thank you to the Democratic Alliance, the Economic Freedom Fighters, Umkhonto Wesizwe Party, the ATM. These are the political parties that actually refused to allow the ANC to kill South Africans with a higher taxation. And if you look, the people that you see on your screen, these are the leaders of the political parties that actually condone the behavior of the ANC. These are the people that do not want to hold the ANC accountable. These are the people that actually voted for the VAT increase. So when you see things expensive, because right now we know that things are already expensive, but we know that things are actually going to get worse. These are the people that actually helped the ANC to make things get worse. Some of these people actually lied to South Africans. They lied to South Africans. I remember Herman Mashaba actually going on television saying that we are going to support the budget, but we have an agreement with the ANC that in 30 days, the Minister of Finance, Ino Godongwana, is going to come back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT. And for some reason, people like Musimaimane, people like Songeso Zibi, they actually fell for this trick. They fell for this trick because this is the same thing that the likes of Musimaimane are saying right now, that no, this is not the end. In 30 days, the Minister of Finance, the ANC Minister of Finance, Ino Godongwana, is going to come back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT. This is a lie. This is a lie, and I find this very frustrating because if the intention was not to increase the VAT, then why did these people actually vote for a budget that actually has the VAT? If the intention was to wait for 30 days so that the Minister of Finance can come back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT, why did these people actually go to Parliament to vote for a budget that actually has a VAT? Because, guys, if you are a sane person, if you are someone with the common sense, why would the ANC fight so hard for these VAT hikes, only for them to come back 30 days after to revise what they actually fought for so hard? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Someone voting for a VAT hike, and in 30 days, the same people that actually fought tooth and nail for the VAT hikes are going to come back and revise that budget and actually propose a budget that do not have the VAT hikes. It makes no sense. But for some reason, if you listen to people like Musimaimane, people like Herman Mashaba, this is what these people actually want us to believe. And this is the reason why I'm saying that these people that you see on your screen, these are the people that actually made things harder for South Africans. It's almost as if these people are living in their own bubble. They cannot even see how hard things are for regular South Africans right now. And for them to go in Parliament and vote for a budget that has a VAT increase, thinking that the ANC would come back in 30 days to revise that budget, it is naive. It is naive. You remember that Herman Mashaba once went on national television, and this is what he said. I'm going to remind you guys of what these people actually said, and I'm going to show you what the government actually is saying, because right now the government is contradicting what these people are saying.
Let me try and ask a simpler question to you. How will ActionSA vote on this budget tomorrow?
Well, we're going to vote. First of all, let me greet your listeners and thank you for the opportunity. I think it is obvious because the recommendation and proposal was presented by ActionSA. Therefore, we are going to vote for this budget, because what we've actually presented come 1st of May, you're not going to have VAT, you're not going to have salary adjustments, which were part of the fiscal framework in place. So we've given the Minister of Finance enough opportunity, and we've given him not just really saying we don't want VAT. We presented to the ANC other opportunities to address the 28 billion rand shortfall that they thought they could get from this tax increases. Because ActionSA, we've been very clear including this morning, we issued the statement that we will do everything to support people of South Africa who are financially stressed at the moment. So we cannot accept VAT. And we had a very good meeting with the ANC on Saturday. They listened to us. We did our homework.
Yeah.
Demonstrated to them that this shortfall, actually, it's a walk in the park. But to be honest with you, this 28 billion rand, it's a walk in the park based on when one analyzes this budget. But I think, Goli, I will leave it to the Minister of Finance. We've given the documents to the ANC to interrogate, and they agreed with us. Just for another example, Goli, I'm sure you followed the National Treasury, the head of SARS, Mr. Kisweta, that just in they've collected 8.8 billion rands, more than what they'd really budgeted. This is just to really give you an example. So what I'm saying is, let's really give the opportunity to the Minister of Finance. We can assure people of South Africa that long before 30 days, there will be a new budget presented. Not new VAT, obviously, just taking out VAT and salary adjustments.
Okay.
And in numbers that we've indicated to them that they don't really have to reduce their revenue stream.
Okay, all right. To avoid complicating things for the viewer, Mr. Mashaba, so as things stand, the proposed 0.5 percentage VAT increase, that is what you are going to be voting for tomorrow, on condition that within 30 days, this is reversed by National Treasury and they come back to present a new budget. What happens if that does not happen?
Well, I can assure people of South Africa that come with the 1st of May, you are not, people of South Africa are not going to be subjected to any tax increases that is contained in this current budget.
So this is what Herman Mashaba said, that on the 1st of May, there is not going to be VAT increase. There is not going to be VAT increase. And he said that he can assure the people of South Africa, because according to Herman Mashaba, in less than 30 days, the Minister of Finance, Ino Godongwana, is going to come back and say that, guys, forget about the fact that we have actually increased the VAT. We are telling you now that we are coming back with a revised budget, and this budget does not have the VAT increase. This is what ActionSA said. And I want you guys to always remember that most of these people that actually voted for this VAT increase, this is what they believe and this is what they said live on national television. This is what they said in front of South Africans, that the ANC Minister of Finance is going to come back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT increase. This is what they said. We need to hold them to what they actually said, because this is their weight. This is them actually defending themselves for voting with the ANC. This is what they're saying. And who would have thought that even someone like Mmusi Maimane would actually fall for the trick of the ANC? He would actually fall for the trick of the ANC to say that, no, this is not the end. I remember his deputy minister, his deputy in the Build One South Africa, I think is known Hlazo Webster. I forgot that lady's name, and it is hard to remember that lady's name. She could not answer the question when she was actually questioned live on television that how is Build One South Africa is going to vote. And the fact that she could not be straight up with the media, it was clear as day that even Mmusi Maimane was going to vote for the VAT increase. And I find it very unbelievable, because these are the people that were all over television like screaming and shouting that how can the ANC do this to the people of this country, knowing how expensive things are in this country. But still, for some reason, these people voted with the ANC to increase the VAT on the lives of the people of this country. I remember Mmusi Maimane saying that, yeah, I met with the ANC during the weekend, and what they said actually made a bit of sense. So we are going to vote with the ANC to increase the VAT on the people of this country. And we know that the ANC Minister of Finance is good. Guys, let's remember what these people said. Because right now, as we speak, the South African government is contradicting what these people are saying. And they are all over social media.
Deputy Speaker, Bakai Tsudumelang, I think it's common cause. Today we're not being asked to make an easy decision. We're being asked to make a responsible and a decision that serves the people of this country, not court processes, not political processes, but the people's processes. And therefore, fellow South Africans, it's not a choice between good or bad. It's a choice between worse or much worse. Delaying today will have the economic impact that we're beginning to see. Therefore, as BOSA, I come here today to say we are here to ensure the passing of this fiscal framework so that we can deal with the issues that sit within this budget. I've said it and I will say it again. This is not a good budget. Otherwise, all of us would accept it easily. But Parliament has the duty to amend it. That is a punishment on people for state capture. Therefore, let's use the next while to find alternative revenue mechanisms. And part of those revenue mechanisms, honorable members, pertain to saying, can we declare gambling as a sin tax so that we can raise the appropriate revenue through that whole process? Our budget suffers because it tells the people we have 1.8% growth. We need more growth, not less. And it's a fictitious number. So I'm here to make some proposals. Minister of Finance, as you know, I've engaged you on this issue. I think we can support transformation, but let's ensure that the 20 billion rands allocated to the NEF can be staggered over the medium term, because if we do that, we can find the reduction in expenditure to ameliorate the VAT needs that we are putting on the table. Secondly, I think we need to strike a deal with one of our trading partners, which is the USA, so that we can increase the growth capital formation in this country. Thirdly, let us fund not only SARS, but let's fund the NPA and SIU so that those who stole the money can end up in jail and we can solve the revenue question.
So this is Musimemane actually trying to justify why Build One South Africa actually voted for this VAT increased budget of the ANC. You know, guys, as I was watching these proceedings, I could not believe that these people were so naive. I honestly swear to God, could not believe that these people are so naive. For them to think that the ANC suddenly it is a trustworthy partner that is going to respect the decisions that they have made, it makes no sense. For them to stand there to pretend like the ANC can keep its word, it's nonsensical. But for some reason, the likes of Musimemane and Herman Mashaba, I'm not going to play all the videos of the people that actually stood there and lied, because they practically said the same thing over and over again. This is the same thing that Herman Mashaba said. What Musimemane is saying is the same thing that Herman Mashaba is saying. In 30 days, we are going to come back. The Minister of Finance is going to come back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT. But I still cannot understand why would people go to Parliament to vote for a budget that has a VAT increase only for that budget to be rescinded in 30 days. That one, like, I'm struggling to understand. I'm struggling to understand because if it was the intention from the start, then these proceedings wouldn't have taken place. What was the point for these proceedings to take the place if the intention was not to increase the budget, if the intention was to actually force the minister to come with a budget that does not have the VAT increase? But no, for some reason, to these people, it actually makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. But to us, sane people, it makes no sense. So, Herman Mashaba vowed on national television that on the 1st of May, there won't be VAT increase. Musimemane vowed live on national television that on the 1st of May, there won't be a VAT increase. But After the budget vote, the South African government actually released a statement on social media. And this is what they are saying. You can see here, it says that the South African government, it says that members of parliament voted to adopt the 2025 budget framework. 194 voted for yes and 182 voted for no. Abstentions is this no. And here is where it is very important. It says that key budget elements include VAT will increase by 0.5 from the 1st of May 2025. This is what the South African government is saying. The South African government is totally contradicting what Herman Mashaba and Musa Maimane promised the people of this country, because they said that the VAT is not going to increase. But the South African government says that key budget elements include VAT will increase by 0.5 from the 1st of May 2025, followed by another 0.5 on the 1st of April 2026. No adjustment to income tax. I can't believe, man. I can't believe that these people were so easily duped into believing the nonsense that they actually said out themselves. Because if you think about it, the ANC was very smart not to go on television and say that in 30 days we are going to revise the budget. They said, no, Herman Mashaba, go on national television. Because if this was an agreement between ActionSA and the ANC that in 30 days we are going to come back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT increase, then the ANC would have been on television with ActionSA to say that, guys, we have actually reached an agreement with these political parties that in 30 days the Minister of Finance will come back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT increase. But no, the ANC said no. The ANC said no. Herman Mashaba, go on national television and embarrass yourself. As soon as these people actually voted for the budget, the South African government came out and said that the key budget elements include VAT will increase by 0.5 from the 1st of May. Herman Mashaba said this.
Avoid complicating things for the viewer, Mr. Mashaba. So, as things stand, the proposed 0.5 percentage VAT increase, that is what you are going to be voting for tomorrow, on condition that within 30 days, this is reversed by National Treasury and they come back to present a new budget. What happens if that does not happen?
Well, I can assure people of South Africa that come with the 1st of May, you are not, people of South Africa are not going to be subjected to any tax increases that is contained in this current budget.
He vowed and he assures South Africans that on the 1st of May, there won't be any VAT increase. So it is up to you guys to actually decide who you believe. Do you believe Herman Mashaba when he says that I'm assuring you that on the 1st of May, there won't be VAT increases? Or do you believe the South African government when they say that the VAT will increase by 0.5 on the 1st of May? It is up to you guys to actually make up your own mind. Who do you believe? Do you believe Herman Mashaba? Or do you believe the South African government? Do you believe Herman Mashaba? Or do you believe the South African government? It is up to you guys. So, the ANC actually released a statement. And this is a very important statement that the ANC has actually released after the budget was actually voted in. So, I'm going to try to read some of it. So it says that the ANC welcomes the adoption of a people-centered fiscal framework. The African National Congress welcomes the adoption of the fiscal framework for the 2025 national budget by the Parliament. This budget consolidates our fiscal framework to ensure that our government is able to provide services to the most vulnerable in society. This is a progressive and pro-poor budget that affirms our commitment to building a developmental state that places the needs of the poor and the working class at the center of the economic policy. It responds to the lived realities of our people, addressing unemployment, inequality, and poverty, while accelerating investment in infrastructure, energy, and industrialization to drive the inclusive growth and economic transformation. Parliament's Finance Committee on Tuesday approved the fiscal framework tabled by the Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana, paving the way for its adoption by the vote in the National Assembly. This approval reinforces the ANC's approach of ensuring fiscal responsibility while prioritizing the urgent needs of our people. The ANC has always acted in the best interest of the people. I'm sorry, guys. I could not read that without laughing. The ANC has always acted in the best interest of the people. The adjustment of VAT by 0.5 was a difficult decision done transparently and with a firm commitment to cushion the poor through expanded zero-rated goods and targeted support for indigent households. The ANC-led GNU is a caring government that listens and responds to the needs of the people. This budget speaks directly to the aspirations of millions of South Africans. It is a budget that advances our agenda for radical social economic transformation. It strengthens the provisions of the free basic services, education and healthcare, while unlocking opportunities for youth and women and supporting township and rural economies. This is in line with our commitment to invest in people, reduce the cost of living, to build resilient economy and to create much needed jobs and to fight poverty. The ANC calls on all sectors of society to work together in the implementation of the people's budget so that no one is left behind and the dividends of the democracy are shared by all. The ANC firmly believes that the advancing social justices and economic equality must remain at the heart of South Africa's fiscal policies. We reject any attempts to weaponize the budget debates to undermine progressive reforms that uplift marginalized communities. So this is what the ANC is saying. At the same time, we call for rigorous fiscal discipline to safeguard public resources. Government must adopt a zero-tolerance stance against corruption and wasteful expenditure, redirecting every rand towards programs that reduce inequality, create jobs, and deliver quality services. True transformation requires both compassion and accountability. A state that prioritizes the needs of its own people while rooting out the system rot that undermines and progress. The ANC stands for the future where economic policies are designed not for the privileged few but for the collective good society. So this is a statement that was issued by the African National Congress after the budget was actually passed. But if you listen to what the ANC is saying, and if you actually pay attention to this statement of the ANC, this statement of the ANC, it says nothing about the promises that the ANC has made to these stupid political parties like ActionSA, Build One South Africa, Rise Mzansi, and so on. They say nothing about the promises that they made to those political parties. Because if you pay attention to this statement of the ANC, it says nothing about the Minister of Finance, Ino Godongwana, coming back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT increase. They are talking about implementing this budget. They are not talking about the Minister of Finance coming back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT increase, which is the promise that they gave to the ActionSAs of this world and Build One South Africa's. So the ANC is going ahead with this 0.5 VAT increase. The ANC has no intention of coming back with a revised budget that do not have the VAT increase. They are not going to do that, and they are not even mentioning that. Because if you listen to the ActionSA, if you listen to Herman Mashaba, they are talking about 30 days. They are talking about 30 days, that in 30 days the Minister of Finance will come back. But if you listen to this statement of the ANC, it says nothing about the 30 days of the Finance Minister coming back. It absolutely says nothing. It says nothing. So what does it mean? Because if you take this statement of the ANC that actually says nothing about the promises that the ANC has made to these political parties, and you mix it with what the South African government has actually said, you can see clearly that Cyril Ramaphosa has actually outmaneuvered these people. Cyril Ramaphosa has actually outmaneuvered these people and actually made these people to actually believe that they somehow important. But truth of the matter is that these people are not important as they thought that they were. Because the South African government says that on the 1st of May, the VAT will increase by 0.5. If you listen to the statement of the ANC, they are saying nothing about the finance minister coming back with a revised budget. Cyril Ramaphosa actually outplayed these people. Cyril Ramaphosa, he outplayed these people. So this statement of the ANC and that statement of the South African government, it is something that is actually doing the rounds on the social media, and the people are actually spamming these statements on the pages of these political parties that actually try to lie to South Africans. This statement of the South African government, where they are saying that the key budget element include the VAT will increase by 0.5 on the 1st of May, and this statement of the ANC that actually says nothing about the commitment that they have made to these political parties that actually believed in the ways of the ANC. So now that Herman Mashaba realizes that they lied to him, Herman Mashaba actually realizes that they lied to him, that these people actually lied to me. They lied to me, because what I'm talking about is the same thing that Clement Manyatela was actually speaking about. That where is the commitment of the ANC to these political parties? Because they made a commitment to these political parties, telling them that, guys, we are going to do this in 30 days. But when they release a statement, they say nothing. They say nothing about the 30. They say nothing about the 30 days. They say nothing about Godongwana and the commitment and the 30. They say absolutely nothing about all of that. Herman Mashaba is now pressured, totally under pressure. Now realizes that the ANC lied to me to pass a budget. And when people are taking this statement of the ANC and shoving it into his face, he goes on social media and says that I hope the ANC communication team knows and understand what they voted for on Tuesday in the Finance Committee and in Parliament yesterday. We hope they will urgently correct this misinterpretation of the fiscal framework report presented and voted in Parliament yesterday. I hope the ANC communications team knows and understand what they voted for on Tuesday in the Finance Committee and in Parliament yesterday. We hope they will urgently correct this misinterpretation of the Fiscal Framework Report presented and voted in Parliament. So now he's waking up. ANC lied to me. ANC lied to me because when he reads this statement, he actually understands that the ANC is pushing through with this budget. And he says that, no, man, I hope the ANC communications team, no, the ANC cannot do this to me. And Julius Malema, Julius Malema said, man, at that time, I warned you about these people. Julius Malema lied, not lied, Julius Malema laughing at him. Julius Malema laughing to him. That I told you about the ANC. I told you that these people are not going to keep their promises. The whole country told you that the ANC is not going to keep up its promises. But for some reason, you believe that the ANC is going to keep up its promises. And now you are crying, talking about you hope that the ANC communications team, they fix this. They are not going to fix anything. They are not going to fix anything. The ANC is pushing through with this 0.5 budget. The South African government already told you that on the 1st of May, they are going to implement this. The VAT will increase by 0.5. Not that nonsense that you said on national television, arrogantly so, telling South Africans that you can assure South Africans that on the 1st of May, there won't be VAT increase. I can assure South Africans that on the 1st of May, there won't be VAT increase. No, this is not what the South African government is saying. This is not what the South African government is saying. So even your colleagues there in Tshwane, they are laughing at you to say that, man, this guy is so naive. He's so naive to actually believe what he was saying. Musimemani, he's so naive. I actually thought that the Musimemani was smart. I cannot believe that I'm one of the people who actually thought that the Musimemani was smart. But Musimemani is naive. Naive as Herman Mashaba. Naive as Herman Mashaba. I don't know how to say anything about Gaten McKenzie. But Gaten McKenzie, I think he has actually become hopeless. Gaten McKenzie has become hopeless. But these people are actually naive to believe that in 30 days the ANC will come back with a revised budget. They are absolutely naive. They are naive, and now they are learning the hard way. They are learning the hard way. I hope the ANC communications team and understand what they voted for. No, we hope that you understand what you voted for. The ANC knows what they voted for. It seems like you, Herman Mashaba, you didn't understand what you voted for. You didn't understand what you voted for. And Cyril Ramaphosa outmaneuvered all of you. Despite the whole country actually telling you that it makes no sense. What you guys were actually saying, it makes no sense. But right now, it seems like they outmaneuvered you. It is so sad, man. It is so sad. So, they assured the South Africans that on the 1st of May, the VAT, it is not going to increase. But the line is here. The line is here. These are the people that were duped by the ANC. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.